Okay, for this next chapter of this review series, we'll be discussing about factors affecting the development of juvenile delinquency. There are many factors to consider in the development of juvenile delinquency. However, we are just to take only the 5 major factors that affects delinquency in the development of crimes or criminals or the behavior of the person. So this will include the family, your peers, the mass media, the church, the religion, and the school. Of course, the family is the foundation of human personality or human society because it is here that we grow up first. We deal with your family first, and then we deal with your siblings. The next one is the peers, your friends. Your peers and your friends are the most people who do you associate with when you grow up and when you become adolescent. So it is a factor. The third one is the media. Now, the media, because of you are millennials now, often than not, you are associated or linked with your social medias, or most of that you can see in the internet now affects the personality, most especially for juveniles being developed as part of the development of these juveniles. The fourth one is our church. The church is is usually the area or the place where we can develop our moral or values. The fifth one is the school. Of course, the school is the second home of our child. It is here wherein the factors with regards to the communication, development, intellectual, and the cognitive of the child or you on your schools are being affected, or your personality is being affected in this school. Now we try to discuss this one by one. Among the factors that affects our juvenile delinquents is the family. The first one is your family is a group of people wherein it is affiliated either by consanguinity or by affinity, or by residence, or by residence shared, or by residence in a term of consumption. Well, when we speak of consanguinity, this is being part of the family by birth. When you speak of affinity, this is being part of your family because you are married or by marriage, as we said. Now, the family has types. The type of family is what you call as conjugal family. What is this conjugal family? Conjugal family composed of the husband, the wife, and the unmarried children who are not of legal age. Another one is your matrifocal family. What is this matrifocal family? It is consist of the mother and her child only. The extended family is that it is the composition of the immediate family, wherein you have your grandparents, you have your aunts, you have your uncles, and you have your cousins, or they are living nearby the same household. Then the blended family, last part of family, describe families with mixed parents, meaning to say one or both parent remarried and then bringing their children, or your stepmother, stepfather, stepbrother, stepsister, or stepsister into the new family. Okay, of course, the family has their side effects. Now, that depends on the family. If your family is composed of a family wherein the upbringing is full of support, full of affections, and full of accepting environments, the tendency is that children will become better person. Well, on the other hand, if the person is unsupportive, unaffectionate, and then they do not act, it's a hostile type of environment, the children will become harsh, unloving, overly critical, or any other kinds of bad attitudes. In the family, there are parenting styles. So, on these parenting styles, we have first the authoritarian. This authoritarian type of family expect their children to follow all the rules without any questions. These are the types of families that the father would always tell that these are the rules and children must follow. They become unresponsive to the adolescent's desires. The other one is the authoritative type parenting styles. This authoritative type of parenting style seems to understand the reason, with the child while setting boundaries. Next is the permissive. The permissive type of parenting styles wherein the parents try to be a friend to her children. There are few rules or punishments and associated with the parenting degree of nurturing. The fourth one is the uninvolved. The uninvolved are sometimes setting rules. However, may not pay attention to their children, or may not be around uh, their kids enough to enforce guidelines. The next thing is our family model. Now, on the family model, we have the corporate model. In this corporate model, all of the members of the family acts like they are in business. So the father will act as the chief executive. Anything that is being performed within the business is the work of the father. Now, the mother will become the operating officer who overlook anything that is being implemented by the father as the policy, and the one that manages the children. And now the children have their privileges and responsibilities to this corporation or to their corporate family. The next one is the team model. The team model is that the father is the head, of course, just like a basketball, just like a team, or just like a sports wherein it is composed of different people. Now the mother is the chief that will be conducting the training and become the cheerleader. For the children, they are trained to win, or the name of the game for them is winning everything. Then third type of family model is the military model. On the military model, the punishment is swift. There is punishment. The sadism is called the punishments are ways for them to be disciplined. Where the father is the general and the mother is the guard on duty who oversee the assignment and becomes a nurse to the corpse when needed. When the kids now are become the kids are the grunts, or the kids are the soldiers. The fourth type of family model is the boarding school model. The boarding school model is that the father is the rector, or master, or the headmaster, or the owner of the boarding house, and then the mother is in charge with the dorm. He becomes the counselor on and oversees the boarders, and the children are now the dutiful students. Another type of family model is your theatrical model. This theatrical model is that the father is the producer, and then the mother is the stage manager. The child is the child, or the children are the stage handlers. On the quality of home, of course, the quality of home that a child is being raised is one of the factor in the development of his attitudes. Now, first, quality of home are the example of broken home. Well, of course, if we say broken home, there is the separation of parents leave their child behind. There is an abandonment or neglection of these children. Well, of course, for the quality of home, if it is broken, then tendency is that the presence of one parent will be lacking. Meaning to say, the complete package of becoming a good children, the complete package of becoming a good child will be incomplete. That if the mother is absent, tendency is that the parent or the remaining parent will act in the absence of the another. So there is the absence, there is lack on the discipline. Another one is that for single parent family, or another is that the single parent family, majority of single parent are not able to because of their divorces. The second factor that affects juveniles is our school. Remember that our school is a place wherein the children will be most likely spend most of their time. It's a public instrument for rearing of the child for people. They are more directly accessible to change through development of resources and policies. Our next topic is the typology of abusers. This typology of abusers we are referring to are the parents who has the tendency to do any kinds of abuse to their children while they are growing. The kinds of these abusers are first the mentally disordered abuser. This mentally disordered abuser are the parents who are trying to be disciplining, or they are disciplining their children the same way that they were being disciplined when they are children. So if their parents before is trying to put them on discipline with the use of stick, they are now using this stick also as a manner of disciplining their child or children today, wherein they are experienced this before. They are considered as mentally disordered abuser. The next one is situational abusers. These situational abusers are only becoming abusive to their children because of the instances, or because of any kinds of situations, or because of any kinds of or particular situation wherein they are confronted to. Let's say, for example, there is a need for them to have their children be disciplined by the use of uh, by the use of grounding them, or not letting them go out for weeks or months, just because there is a need for them to do this to their children. They are considered a situational abuser. The other type of abuser is the accidental abuser. These kinds of accidental abuser are kinds of parents who, because of their poor judgment, are able to give discipline to their children because they are not able to understand kinds of situations wherein they may punish their children because their child has been quarreling with their neighborhoods, wherein it is the neighborhoods actually, or the child of their neighbors actually was the one who committed the wrongdoings, or was the one who committed delinquency, and yet it is his child or her child that receives the punishment, maybe because of poor judgment. So then they become accidental abuser. The next one is the subcultural abuser. This subcultural abuser is that they are trying to justify their means, or they are justifying their ways of disciplining through telling them that this will be for the betterment of their children, or they are just trying to justify their means of disciplining as a result of becoming a better person for the future. Let's say, for example, the child is grounding the parent is grounding the child, because the parent is trying to say that I am grounding you, you are grounded for this day because this is for your own good, or I am hurting you, I am doing this to you, or I am punishing this, or I am giving these kinds of punishment to you because this is for your own good. So they are considered a subcultural abuser. And then the other one is the self-identified abuser. The self-identified abuser are parents who really know that they are trying to abuse, or they are abusive to their children, and yet they still continue do these kinds of action. These kinds of self-identified abuser know that if the authorities knew their children rearing practices, they would be censured, or meaning to say that these kinds of parents really know that what they are doing to their child are already wrong, are already abusive, and that when the authorities, when police officers, or for our case, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, would be able to know these kinds of abuse, the tendency is that this kind of parent will be given due process, or will be given a proper punishment.